I found out about my breast cancer during a very peculiar time. It was COVID time. It was at the end of 2020. And every year I scheduled my screening because I want to share with you that in some way breast cancers have always been a thought in a drawer of my mind because my mom died of breast cancer. I was really scared. And every year, starting from the age of 37, I did both mammography and ecography because my mother had a history, and I'm stressing it because I want people to know, women to know, did only mammography, and the cancer was in a part of the breast where it was not detected. So the importance of doing both mammography and ecography, because they are seeing different things and they are complementary to each other for a very effective and efficient screening. So I had my appointment for the screening, and on the 1st of November, I still remember the date. My husband got COVID. I got COVID too. And therefore, my concern was not to lose the slot for making my screening. But I tried to postpone it from 1 week to the other in order to not to go too far from the expected date. And as soon as I had a negative result of the COVID test, I went to the screening. I tried to be calm because I was telling myself, be calm, you're doing your screening every year, so it would be good. And I went and did my mammography. Then I passed on to the ecography time. And then via the ecography, it was more visible to the ecography that I had a breast cancer. I felt the sky falling on me. That's the metaphor I could use, at least for those first moments. First thing that comes to my mind, really gut feeling, in a second, even less, was how to inform my children about it. And my father, of course, my husband knew it, and I'd like to stress how much we talk about the patients, but how much the caregivers are important into all this. Because I was really pulling down and down, but my husband was pulling up and up, really giving me the force after every cry for going forward. I must say that COVID times were in some way my ally. In what sense? That I was so scared about saying it to my father. I was saying, as a mother, having a child telling you that has cancer, I was saying, how can he survive to that after losing also my mother? So I decided to go step by step, which is also something I suggest because the elephant has to be cut down into pieces when we have this sort of diagnosis. And I decided to see after the surgery what was the treatment that doctors were proposing me. Basically, the bottom line was if my external appearance remains the same, I'm not going to share with my father more than what I have to, in the sense that I try to safeguard him. And of course, why COVID times were my allies? Because my father is and was in an elderly house. So I always went to meet him from outside, at the gates, him from the window, and I tried to wear clothes that could somehow hide, also the drainage, etc. And I tried my best to be really Monica. During my meetings with him, my phone calls was tough, but I managed. It's not that I'm suggesting you not to share with your family, but each of us knows how people might react. And my children are the same, in the sense that I told them that I had to get a surgery in the breast, or something that had to be taken out. and they were at the time 12 and 7. So apart the first time I came home, and it was really tough for the pain, and they saw me on the sofa, or perhaps but also that time I came home, and 2 days after, in the afternoon, we were doing homework with her, having tea. So yeah, they saw that I tried to keep more or less a normal life. This experience changed completely my perspective of life. Sometimes I feel a bit ashamed to say it, because you always need something dramatic to understand or to see things around that are around you, that were around you. And what struck me the most when I came back to work quite quickly is that during a call some time after the surgery with a company, and this person that with whom I have worked in the past, but I mean, nothing special, he told me, you know, that you have changed, and he didn't know about me. And I said, in what way? Oh, you're more round, you're more flexible, and this is only the peak of the iceberg, I believe. And it's something that I tend to say. There are many, many women who lose their job because of breast cancer, or who are moved to another position because their bosses or the companies they are working for do not believe in them anymore as a valid or an efficient part of the working machine. I must admit that, on the contrary, I believe that women that have undergone breast cancers are really a treasure for the working environment, because they can transmit both empathy, but also a thing which is very important in the working life and most of times omitted, the perspective of putting things into priorities and a scale of priority. Sometimes we get scared, we get excited, we don't know what to do at work because there are things, and we think of apocalyptic scenarios. No, just take it step by step, see what are really the scenarios in front of you. There's nothing that cannot be sorted out. So this is communicated to people around us, and of course, I managed to appreciate more what I have. Nothing is granted. And in the moment I had my cancer diagnosis, the light was switched off for a while and then switched on again. So I tried really to live the present, but not in a restrictive way. I mean, I'm making projects. Projects are part of our lives. It's part of starting again, but with awareness that they can happen, they can occur, or they can't. But this does not mean that it's misfortune or it's life. So let's appreciate what we have. Let's try to build for future. And we are more aware that there might be hurdles to jump. The first thing I'd like to share that I realized months after my diagnosis is that you don't have to fight against the fear or against anxiety. Just let them go through you. It's part of the path. We are not weaker because we are anxious or because we are scared. It's normal. And once you have the acceptance of this state of mind, you are also more free to accept what's in front of you. And don't close down, accept the help who is around you, and don't run for sorting everything out in a minute. It's a path, it's a journey, and each of us hope that the journey is as shortest as possible, but it takes time because each of us has a different experience. And always look for associations dealing with breast cancers, because they can be really your lifeline in this difficult moment, and they can become an integral and permanent part of your life. Because what happens to you you will elaborate it and you will be able to help with your example. You're returning to an active life. Other people will start the journey after us. And the last thing I would like to share is the importance of time. What does it mean? We all know that time is important. We're always running after something. But after my diagnosis, I understood the real meaning of time, which is the best gift I can give to the people I love. So take the time for the people you love, the people at work, the people in the street. For Christmas and for every important day in your year, think about a gift, but the best gift is the time you dedicate to the others.